Book 1, Chapter 39, The Dragon's Lair. Just then, a blinding light surrounded Jiro and Yuki. Fire was blazing just outside the castle walls. Dragon's fiery breath was unleashed, melting the frost where it landed, charring the castle walls with black. Jiro had expected the attack, and yet the magnitude was a surprise. The entirety of Aurora's powers felt by every warrior on the battleground. Even as the merfolk lent their powers to the king, the light fairies rallied behind him. Dragon riders going berserk, Pegasus riding warriors, centaurs, and light fae foot soldiers all united under one rule and with one goal: to save the princess and eradicate the enemy. Yuki was forced to look at the scene outside her window. She had been confined inside her room for her own safety, Jiro had explained. The dark faes were under one rule as well: to protect the princess and eliminate the invaders. Golems came to life, fighting the light fae foot soldiers like a man stepping on a bunch of bugs. Giants walked the earth, knocking the Pegasus riders down, and the dragons from the deepest parts of hell awakened to aid their comrades in arms. It seems like forever as death struck down on each side. No clear victor of the war could be foreseen. The castle gates were left open even as Jiro waited in his throne room, drenched in blood. "What took you so long, brother?" Jiro's voice was full of sarcasm and undisguised dislike for the one who entered the room. Kaede drew out his sword. The icy blades were thicker and sharper than it was before. The hilt, now decorated with siren scales, it had the power of the merfolk combined with his own strength. With confidence, he pointed his swords towards his sworn enemy, the brother he never got to know. They shared one blood, and yet never had their difference stood out more than now. Jiro's handsome face was strained, edgy, devastatingly handsome, with his raven hair that matched his status as the Prince of Hell, and the eyes the color of molten gold that reminded everyone that he was royalty. There was no softness in his face, a masculine and deep voice that matched the aura around him. "Welcome home, brother." He abandoned his cup and stood up to greet his enemy. In contrast, Kaede's face was gentler. Kaede's face looked almost feline, a face that was a joy to look at, a face so comforting that made one feel like being in the presence of a god. His blue eyes made him look ethereal, and the golden hair that framed his face added to his charm. His face was that of a hero, the perfect prince of a fairy tale. "Return her to me, and I will call off my army. There is no need for any more blood to be spilled." Kaede's voice was authoritative but calm. At this point, the light fairies outnumbered Jiro's army. Jiro conjured his sword. He had gained the powers of the king of hell by defeating him. The flaming sword now had a dark shadow surrounding the blades, the hilt covered with fragments of skulls from the mightiest of warriors. "You've acquired the demon sword. I guess I have to thank you for killing the old man," Kaede said, his anger filling the entire halls.